I thought Buzz and I played very close friends, and we didn't have a lot of close games. I think when last time they won here in overtime, though, Ibrahim Thomas, senior year, I believe. So it's been a couple of years since we actually had a close game. Obviously, their kids never quit, which they never do, which is a credit to him, why he's such a great coach. But a lot of big efforts on our part from our team. I think playing without Cash for the first time was a big concern. Hopefully we don't have to do it a lot, but when you do lose a player, usually the first game without him is the hardest one. And for Jaquan, it's tough to go from playing small forward basically in a three-guard offense to playing point a lot. Same for Titus, I was using him to handle the ball quite a bit. And we got to find some scoring for some other guys besides SK. But obviously we made a lot of big plays down the stretch especially in overtime. They started off with a 3-point lead, but a lot of big plays down the stretch to get the win. And in this league, you just win and move on. That's all you do.
Did you say anything to SK, or is it kind of maybe thought before the game that without Cash he might need to kind of?
No, I don't ever have to say that to him. Yeah. Are you kidding me? You think I need to talk to him about trying to score?
Right.
Oh man. No, I had that meeting with Jaquan.
Yeah.
That's who I had that meeting with. And then in practice, trying to build confidence in the other guys. G, Shaq Thomas, Jermaine came out, hit a couple big shots. He took a three down the stretch at some point in the game from the opposite corner. He took a lot of courage to take that shot. I thought it was in. It didn't drop for him. But it was a great look for him. So you got guys aren't used to being relied upon for offense, especially lately. Cash has really controlled the offense for us. So, it's a lot on Park because he's trying to run the offense, and I'm asking him to score too at the same time.
How challenging was it to try and get SK the ball down the stretch when they were just face guarding him so tight? I mean, it was hard to even.
Yeah, I struggled with it. I should have done a better job, to be honest with you. I finally found something to go to where we could get him the ball. The last two plays, we were able to get him a down screen. But the problem was they were denying all over the place. So it's hard to sit there and orchestrate. You're going to end up turning the ball over. You got to try to just keep pressure on the rim, or they're going to steal it. Especially if we were in the one-on-one too. So I was trying to keep our guys attacking the basket. But it was important, obviously, to get him the ball. We tried to get it to him a couple other times. Justin, instead of screening for SK, said pick and roll. The next time he screened for him. And then the last play of overtime, I knew they were denying, so I just had him bring it up. That way it was in his hands to start. Kelvin Green's made on, SK obviously going to his left, he made a great shot, but Kelvin was going to dunk it in if he missed it. Kelvin also set a tremendous screen, and he timed it up perfectly to free him up. It was a great play on Kelvin's part. Really, really big time play for a guy that hasn't played a lot of minutes. I'm really proud of him. And his head was over the rim. He was ready to goaltend it. He came as close as you could come, and it was a great play to not goaltend it because his head was over the rim and his hand, and he was ready to stuff it in. Thank goodness he didn't. That's what Cash was saying in the locker room. I thought you were going to do it.
So did you know Cash would be able to play
today? He's day to day. I'm not making things up. He's day to day. I'm not going to change it. And I got a news for you. If he decides to play Monday, I'm not calling Jim Boeheim and telling him. I mean, let's be honest. He's day to day. He could play. He could walk out tomorrow and practice. I can tell you this though: if he's out there and he's not 100%, I'm not letting him play. So at the end of the day, Bob Mangine lets him get out there. He has to feel good about it, and then I have to say, you know what? I feel good about it because I may not feel good about it. I may save him. So. But if it gets past all three, I'm definitely not going to call the next opponent and say, guess who's playing today?
Talk about the effort you got from Titus today.
Well, he got to the foul line, which is something that's big for him because in practice he's a great free throw shooter. I know at times early he struggled, but he's at 85 and up every day in our charts. He makes, you know, our 25 and 3 drill, he makes 25 before he misses 1 or 2 every time. So it's just been, for him, it's how to get himself fouled. You know, he's such a finesse guy. We just got to continue to work with him on getting himself to the foul line when he gets around the rim. Because he can get there, A, on the dribble, and B, he can make free throws when he gets in. But we obviously, you know, you're searching for offense, so fortunately he was able to give us some.
You don't play much zone, but you did today, and I guess you did last year against them too. Is that just because of the way they play?
Yeah, you know, just points in the paint. You know, you can talk all you want about playing Marquette a certain way. And they had struggled to shoot the 3 too. I think they're last in the Big East and made 3-point shots. But their speed is tremendous. They make a lot of tough shots on the run going at the rim. And also, I was concerned with our guys fouling Gardner, which we did. Well, we got called for a lot of fouls. I'll have to look at the film on a few of them. But, you know, he does a good job of getting himself fouled. Does a very good job, man. Give him credit. And he went up there and made some free throws, which was tough for him. You know, he was shooting into a pretty tough environment, our student section.
You mentioned Jim Boeheim. Can you talk about the quick turnaround they have to play them one day?
Yeah, we're used to it. You know, Big East tournament, you play bang, bang, bang. I think our guys would rather play than practice anyway. We've had a long stretch, though. We didn't have a Christmas break, and you know, we've played a lot more Big East games than most of our opponents.
Is it any
You know,
different?
we're at 6, where a lot of people are at 4 and 5.
Is it any different having to prepare for them because of the way they play?
You mean, would I rather have more time?
Well, I'm sure you would, but I'm just thinking, how much of a challenge is it getting ready for Syracuse?
It's always a challenge. As long as Jim Boeheim's standing over there, he's always going to have great players, and they're always going to play their system perfectly. It's never going to be easy.
You look at, you know, without Cash, the lead going away, going to overtime against a tough team that's been in those types of games all year. What does this win mean for you guys, you think, the way it, you know, without any bigs late in the game, I mean, you overcame a lot of things today?
Well, I think, you know, for Titus and Dave, new guys, you know, they're learning, they're still learning. You know, whatever you win without the guy that's been clearly your best player for the last 2 weeks, you know, you got to be happy about that. But ultimately, it's the next game on the schedule.
Yeah.
You know, now winning builds belief in your system and the things that you try to preach to your team. You know, winning builds credibility with what you're preaching in the locker room as a coach. But all that's just one win. You know, it's only one loss for Marquette, and it's only one win for us at the end of the day. We got 12 left. You know, 12 left, and try to win as many as you can, and try to go to, it's a 3-part season. We go to New York, try to win that thing, and hopefully you're healthy for the NCAA tournament. But, you know, quality wins all add up.
Anything else?
But I hear what you guys, you know, like, oh, this is a big win, and now it's one game. It's one game. My team's got to, you know, you get too happy in this league, you're going to lose. You got to take them one at a time. Because every time you play a game in this league, the other team is hungry to beat you. You know, it doesn't matter. The difference in our league is the teams at the bottom have talent, they have coaches fighting for their lives, and it's World War III. They don't just get out of their way. So that's why there's never an off night in our league is the problem. You may win, but you never just cruise with victory. You know, I miss some days when I used to sit next to Hugs when he was 60 pounds lighter, and we would cruise to victory. In Conference USA, we cruised to a lot of W's in that league. There's no cruising to W's in the Big East. Thanks, guys.